G'day, it's Doug from Doug Hewson YouTube here, and today we're doing a little bit different thing. We're outdoors, we're vlogging, and there's a kookaburra. I'm just walking down the side of the house, and on the fence is this beauty. Look at him. G'day, it's Doug from Doug Hewson YouTube here, and today a little bit of a different thing. I'm outside vlogging. As you know, I normally get in and do a lot of tutorials on my computer, so it's a lot of two camera stuff and a lot of screen stuff. You get inspired by watching other creators create, and maybe that's what the point of this video is today. Get inspired by what other creators create. So what can you do to get inspired today? Well, let's discuss. The first thing I want to discuss is transitions. What sort of transitions are you using in your videos? Are you just using some preset thing in your editing software? Are you using long dissolves where a cut might be better? These are things you've got to consider when you're a creator, and then things that you want to test on your channel every day. What sort of transition are you guys currently using on your videos? Next thing you want to consider is, where are you filming? Are you filming outside like I am right now? I'm in a yard and I'm just spinning around, and I'm trying not to get too much sun on me, so I have a lot of lighting considerations. But where do you film? And you know that I quite often film in my studio, at my desk, in a more controlled environment with some lights and some with a sort of a set, and you know, also on my computer doing tutorials. So a lot of the time you're seeing my desktop on my Mac, or an iDevice, an iPad or an iPhone. Consider your environment. Where are you going to film? Where are you going to? Are you just going to all of a sudden be walking through like a solid, you know, you're hanging on your washing line? Is that going to work out for your video? Probably not. Yeah, let's change location. You might have a spot where you're sitting down in one location, like I am now. I'm sitting on the ground, just propped up against the car. If you consider your lighting, I'm in a fairly shaded area. The sun is behind a tree there. There's a little bit of sun getting my eyes, but not too much. So consider your location for filming. I'm in a fairly quiet street. I'm in my front yard. I could have people walking past. So there's consideration of, do I think about what other people think? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't know, I'm definitely a sort of person who might be conscious of that sort of thing. Sometimes if you're vlogging, you've got to get out and do stuff in public. And if you're in a real public area with a lot of people, you might see a lot of people with their phones out. So it's sort of natural to have your phone out and recording. If you've got a full-blown mirrorless or DSLR setup, it might seem a little bit more out of place. If you're getting out and you're filming landmarks and locations, give it a go. Get out there. It's naturally people are going to see people out there with cameras, with cell phone cameras, with proper DSLRs, taking pictures, taking video of landmarks and famous locations. So if you're out in those areas, you'll just blend in with the crowd. So don't be afraid what other people think, and don't be afraid to find a spot that's like a little bit different. I'm sitting on my driveway, leaning up against my car. Is this a decent backdrop? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But experiment, try things out, see what works, see what doesn't. You never know what you might come up with. And sometimes you might just want to get out into nature and discover things like this kookaburra that I just found as I started recording this video. Check it out. But out here, trees provide some natural filters for the harsh sunlight. The sun is sort of behind me. You can see it sort of shining there. Ideally, you don't want to film with the sun to your back because you get that sort of lens flare. But if I angle myself just right, like about there, it's just out of shot. It's giving me a little bit of a glow on one side, but most of the light that's coming in on me right now is filtered light. So it's very flattering. It's not harsh on the skin, and it's not making the camera on your cell phone or your DSLR work hard to compensate for the exposure. So it's a win-win, filming in a nice shady area. Some places you probably don't want to film, but even now this isn't too bad. The phone is compensating quite well, but I'm in a garage, and I'm under the house, but the garage doors are open, so I've got some light coming in. But you probably don't want to be filming in a dark space unless you've got some additional light. At the moment the two doors are open, letting enough sunlight in to make this look reasonable, but you want to get yourself out into something that's a little bit more flattering. But now the harsh sunlight is also a challenge as well, so just keep experimenting, find locations that you can film. Outdoors you can find a plethora of places that you can go to get the shots that you want, to be able to do some filming, have instant light where you don't have to set up lights in your studio, set up a set. You've got a nice backdrop, you've got nature behind you. Look at this, look at this greenery. It's lush, it's beautiful. I could be in different parts of the world. You'd never know where I was unless maybe there was instead of trees, there was a mountain range or something, and you say, oh yeah, he's in the mountains, or oh, he's by the beach, or something like that. But just experiment. You can find places to record your videos that is nothing to do with a studio or an office or a set in your house or your business. So make sure you get out there and find places in nature where you can film. A couple of years ago I filmed some videos out in a park area that's under one of the major bridges here in Brisbane, the Gateway Bridge, and I grabbed some great B-roll while I was there, so check it out. Or you might find something a little bit more interesting, like it shows a little bit of depth, like this laneway here, a little bit of depth to your videos to show that you're not just in a two-dimensional or a slightly three-dimensional place, but you've got depth. This path behind me, as you can see, goes on for a few hundred meters down the hill, down to the next street behind me. The fence line could show you something interesting visually with straight lines. Maybe there's some particular feature that's off in the distance that you can have set. So I could frame myself off to the right like this, see the laneway there. If I had something even more interesting like a windmill or a lighthouse or something like that, you can frame your shots while you're outdoors to be really awesome. And finally, you could be back in your studio recording. Now I don't have my full studio set up on here right now. I have one light on just to give me this, but this is mostly coming in through a window because I am filming in the daytime. But just make sure you got plenty of light wherever it might be. Filming in the studio might be not per se vlogging, but it's a place where you do a lot of recording of your videos. So make sure you got some place that's comfortable, some place that's familiar, some place you can set up quickly to film what you need to film. I can flick on a few lights real quick and be fully set up for a live stream or for a recording a video of some sort. So you have a home base, you have a studio. I've got a simple bookcase set up here, as you can see. It's a little cluttered at the moment, but then we put some lights in it. We've got a black curtain, black backdrop behind it, and we flick on some lights and some LEDs and things, and we give it some color, and it becomes a backdrop or a set for what we're doing here on YouTube. It's a little bit of a backdrop for live streams, and it's also a backdrop that I can use for recording videos. So it serves two purposes in one. But you want to make sure that your home base is ready to go at all times. So if you can find a spot to be your home base, where you can leave your light set up, where you can leave your camera set up, where you can leave different things set up, your microphone, everything like that, where if you can find all the things that you need to do, then you can get in and do it straight away. Where do you film your videos? Do you have a studio area in your house? Do you have a desk or somewhere where you sit and do your videos? Do you have your lights pre-set up? Do you have everything set up ready to go? Or do you get out and find nice, lovely outdoor places where you can film your videos? You got outdoor area or not? Let me know in the comments below. This is Doug from Doug Hewson YouTube, and I'll catch you later.